9:30 a.m. Sunday, May 10th. 3 hours ago, 6 a.m. in northern Michigan, it was green out here. 9:30 a.m. Here's this. Wake up to this, and I figured a rant incoming when I saw this shit. So here we go. I don't even know what to say at this point. Sick of the same old shit all the time, pretty much. Anyway. Yeah, there's food shortages coming because they've been manipulating the weather for years and years. But for the last few years, I've watched specifically and intentionally weather events happen in country after country after country and area after area after area. Flooding, to hail, to this, to that, the stuff that's being created and targeted, the tornadoes, just all these so-called weather events, and crops and farms and places being destroyed and flooded, and for a couple of years. And the frequency of those events has only increased over the last couple of years, especially. And this year, I mean, here we are. This is how they're destroying crops. This is how they're going to cause the food shortages. This is how they're causing physical, mental, and spiritual stress. This whole place, this whole country, all these towers, the frequencies, the power level of these frequencies being amped up and propagated. All those effects, you're living in this electromagnetic soup. You're being cooked and irradiated by these frequencies that are also affecting and manipulating the weather. All these energies in an unnatural state that you're feeling as you're being cooked, as I'm being cooked, as we're all being cooked. Animals dropping dead, this and that. The manipulated weather events. All these things have been increased, especially over, like during the last year or so, especially over the last some months. The usage of those towers as weaponry. And to me, ask me, I'll tell you, it is. It's like what I just said. It's to drive physical, mental, and spiritual exhaustion. Folks can't think straight, can't feel straight. They're getting sicker and sicker, this and that. They don't know what to do. They're confused because they've lived a whole lifetime full of lies and contradiction by the very ones that they were taught to trust, the so-called authority figure folks that work in any of the systems. Government, education, military, law enforcement, healthcare. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which system you have chosen. All the systems were designed, all of them, they're designed to work interrelatedly and interconnectedly as a bunch of different belief systems. Does that mean it's all bullshit and fake, that there's no truth to the information out there available that you are taught? No, not at all. That's how things work. Correct information is taught to build things, to do things in certain ways. The how of things is taught. How do you do this? This is how you do it. Go do it. You don't get taught why or how things work or the component pieces to things for a holistic type picture. All you get is one little component here or there to try and piece together the big picture. Now I'm just going off into fucking wherever land, because yeah, this has turned into a rant. I don't know how to make a.
I like that.
But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where to go. I guess I don't know, because it's all the same crap. The only way this is going to stop. All right, Joe, who the fuck am I to say how this is going to stop? I don't know. There's so many folks under mind control just playing out their little job, their little role, their little part that feels like they're doing a piece of the grand plan for whatever reason because they believe in it. No matter how small or big their part is, or they don't think about what they're doing at all and they just operate and just do their shit automatically. Their shit being their job being that thing for someone else that's causing harm to others. Such as flying planes, spraying all the fucking shit in the sky. I won't get into the ingredient list and start saying a bunch of big fucking words to sound like some kind of smart guy, because I'm not trying to be that. I'm just trying to convey a fucking message. And the way I've put things, like over time, because I started out talking like that, because I used to talk like that, because I fell into a pattern over time in the military of darkness and self-destruction inside where I lost the ability to care, and over time my ability to cognitively comprehend and function with my mind, it was degraded over time with all the poisons and the fucking alcohol and the darkness and the trauma that I experienced and caused on others, and then had to experience the pain of causing trauma. So it was a lot of shit to deal with. So I ended up talking like this in that kind of way with a bunch of swear words or curse words, if you will. Why? Because my mind didn't want to bother with the deeper comprehension of more clarity of words to express what I was thinking or feeling. Now why? Because I wasn't feeling very much except for a bunch of fucking darkness and pain inside, which translated in my mind to constant contradiction and escape from reality. So excuse me if I'm now at that point to where I went from that point of just spewing words in a kind of angry sort of way, laden with curse words and not very constructive language, or not very concise language with depth to convey a picture of what I'm saying, because my words are just kind of, well, just insert swear words here and there when you don't feel like going deep for depth of clarity, because at some I don't know, times like this, at least for me, it feels, why fucking bother? Because I've tried to dig deep into the technical and tactical aspects of things on a more strategic level, so to speak, over the past few years after I got out to look at things, and then kind of really explain the details of things, not just out there, but especially the inside of how the inner workings work. Psychology, how that stuff works, how the mind works, how the perception works, because it's not just psychology. It's because the physical body and perception of mine, I couldn't fully control or even comprehend. So if you haven't figured that out, good luck. Figure that out, because that's the journey inside. To become whole. It's a whole thing I didn't even know was there because I was too fucking toxic, and that's the point. That's the reason these things are still going on out there. That's why this fake-ass so-called snow is being dropped. This unnatural-ass cold is being felt. I think it's because the jet stream has been pushed way to the south, so you're going to expect colder weather in the north and all the way into the southern state. Whatever the fuck they say, I don't watch TV. I don't watch those fucking language sorcerers reading scripts because they're a bunch of children locked in their mind. They're playing out a role. They're playing a role-playing game. Doesn't matter if it's the news anchors, the politicians, the president. I don't care which title you wear. Fuck you. You're a fucking child locked in your mind. Don't care what title you have. I don't care how many fucking other children you have around you wearing other costumes and how many weapons they have and what they think they fucking know. I don't care what fucking building or castle you're in or what basement or bunker you have to hide in. You're a fucking child. Know how I know that? Because at 18 years old, when I was a fucking child, I joined the military service that some assholes above all of you fucking children created. Just part of the same game that was designed for all of us to play. I picked that role of a costume clown as a soldier in a clown suit with a weapon that would fuck somebody up. Because someone else told me to. The same fuckers that tell you fuckers, the politicians and the this to that, to tell the fuckers that picked a job like me, the enforcers, to go out and fuck somebody up. Why? Because someone above you said so. It's not you saying it. You have no fucking power. You're putting on a fucking play and a role. And these fucking blind believers that are taught to worship you from childhood on up. I was one of them. I used to think government. In my mind, I thought the word government. That was the definition I had, was kind of the word government would make a picture of 4th of July and fireworks and motherfucking Freedom, bitch. Why? Because I was born on July 4th, so the programming worked pretty good for me. Hey, it's a fireworks show. Must have been because you were born this day, and it's Independence Day, and it's about the fucking country, and it's about freedom. Good story. Good story. Too bad it was fucking bullshit. And that's what's so fucking funny. Because the story of me was fucking bullshit too. Because the story of me started 9 months before that fucking birth. Leading to the birth certificate. Leading to being enslaved in a fucking so-called country I would later try and defend. Not knowing that this country, so-called, because the country isn't a real thing either, is it? It's not a real entity. It's the folks living in it. But according to the systems and what was written down for this place called a country, little did I know, it was already written that I was a fucking slave and it would view me as a slave. Slave, citizen, individual, person, taxpayer, a slave. Because if you can't get over some of those little labels and get to the depth of comprehension of those words like government, control, mind, and get the depth of that meaning, then get the depth of what control means, then get the depth of what mind means, then get the depth of what that means in an internal sense instead of external sense. Then you start to grasp deeper. Because that's a bit what I was talking about yesterday. Now all this knowledge is free. It's been out there the whole time. Knowledge is easy to get, real easy. The hard part is comprehension. Knowledge, you can know that there's a word. I don't want to keep using government because I'm sick of that fucking word. How about science? You can know there's a word called science. And then in your mind, you can think science. You can think freak show in a lab coat. Freak show standing in front of a board with a bunch of fucking stupid symbols, rattling off a bunch of fucking gibberish as if they know something. Because in that word science, and you add an ist to it because someone attaches that label to themselves and they study this thing called science and they go, I've studied it for so long, I can call myself this, so I'll be a scientist. Science means to know. Science comes from the word Theyre, means to know. When shit is being taught like the theory of evolution, the theory of relativity, the theory of politics and government, the theory of relativity, fuck. It's all based on bullshit. Theoretical astrophysicists, fuck you, fuck off. These fucking word combinations, you sources, you bitch-ass children, you're building off a foundation of lies, of an illusion, and you fucking damn well know you are, some of you. Now, the problem is, the other ones that believe you folks, because I used to play out space games in my imagination and shit, Star Wars and Star Trek and shit. I used to watch all the same fucking bullshit programs, taught all the same shit in school. Thought there was other planets and this and that and the fucking whatever. It's to make you feel small and insignificant, make the universe seem fuck. Universe, one verse, one verse. A combination of words. Or one all-encompassing thing in one. You know what? Put it however the fuck you want. That's where comprehension comes in. Because if you only have a surface layer definition of a word or picture to go with that definition, what you can picture in your mind, not what you can fucking see with your eyes, but inside where you can actually coherently picture and align reality. With your eyes open or closed, but with your mind, with your heart, with clarity and intuition. Fuck, where was I going? If you can't do that, like, yeah, I really lost myself. I don't know where I was going.
You're talking about universe.
Oh, if you don't know that, if you can't get that, the depth, the comprehension, then you only have a surface layer understanding of a word, of a meaning, of a concept, of a definition of yourself. You only have a surface layer understanding of yourself. And you operate on a surface layer of not understanding, not as a true man or woman with depth, with soul, with a spirit, with heart, with empathy. Okay, that was a bit ranty. Probably won't post this.
I'd post it.
I don't know.
I'd post it with a warning at the beginning.
You know what? If you got this far without turning off, and if I do post this, because I've been trying quite hard not to cause offense, not to attack anyone, because I'm not without sin and all that. He without the sin cast the first stone, all this shit. Like, that's not me. That's why I'm not trying to directly say something to folks. But getting specific into the systems themselves of wherever you might fall into it, don't take it as a personal attack. This is an attack on the systems. And you might say, well, you might say that's not an attack on me, but that's been my life's work, and that's what Hey, I'm sorry. If you've dedicated your life's work to lies and then fucking up this world thinking you're doing the right thing, sorry, I did it too. I did it in a very goddamn real physical, harmful, destructive fucking way that took a goddamn toll on me and ended other fucking lives. Ended other folks' experience and chance to experience this life that the Creator gave them. Was that the overall plan? I can't say I'm not the Creator. Still, I feel fucked up for it. And everything that's happening that's causing this pain and destruction, you folks that are doing it, no matter where you are, you don't have to have a gun, you don't have to uniform, you don't have to do something in a physical way like that. You can fly and spray poison, you can inject poison, you can feed your children poison, you can feed your children things that you think are food and drink, give them medicine that you think will cure them, and you will poison them, and have likely some of you. I did it to my children. That's the reason. That's a big reason for these fucking videos. It's to help others not make those mistakes. Why? Because the children or whoever, you, if you're poisoned like I was, all of us that are poisoned and still poisoned with these beliefs are suffering greatly. You might be able to distract yourself and think you're not, think life is good and it's going to just go on and continue forever and you'll be able to live that fucking dream you've had in your mind of what you think life is. I'm here to tell you, no. I've been trying to tell you, so have others like that have been watching and seeing this shit collapse. And that's the issue I have. That's why it's a rant at this point to where I'm just swearing and calling names. Because it's not ad hominem attacks on any of you men and women out there that might be hearing this. It's not some ad hominem attack on you. It's an attack on the nonsense of the contradiction of the bullshit that we've all lived and that how we have been taught and what's being shown and propagated. That's why. Because I did pick a job where I tried to do the right thing. I tried to help. I joined whatever system I picked, the military. I tried to help do the right thing. 21 years I spent what I thought was my adult life before I realized I was still a broken child inside and did a whole bunch of wrong shit for someone else's bad fucking reasons when I thought I was right all along. I know the feeling inside when you're told, hey, you're wrong, you're doing wrong, even on something small and it can hurt. I used to be like that in a place like, man, I'm wrong. No, I'm not. No, fuck you, you're wrong. Anyway, when it's just some little surface shit, if you're like that, please get way deeper than that, because what I'm saying is I was wrong on almost every level and I tried to help. That's what frustrates me so much now, because I did actively try to defend in that twisted, broken male of the species sort of way, because that's how the males are easily twisted in this society. Really fuck up their idea of what caring for life means and protecting life. So they can go play the protector role in a twisted, fucked up way and cause harm. They do it to the women in society too. So their idea of caring for life and protecting for life is also twisted. So when they go to care for life and they're operating off bad information, that care turns into control, and then they end up latching onto and consuming life. But whatever. So do the male. Men and women do the same shit. And we all have very similar abilities, so we all have a unique perspective, because we each draw unique breath into our lungs, each of us. Every man and a woman draws different breath. So don't fall into this motherfucking Don't fall into these traps of we's and days and all this other shit. You decide for you. You breathe for you. You find the I within you. Differentiate the difference between the me and the I within you. That's fuck. I get it. Doesn't matter how many times I say these things, because it only matters that other folks out there find themselves. Find themselves. Find themselves, fix themselves, correct themselves. Find the more of all of this. That's what matters, because that's what'll stop all this shit. So please, if you're still going to work, you're still playing along, you're still wearing a mask, still suffocating yourself just because someone told you to, because it's fun to deprive yourself of oxygen and breathe in carbon monoxide or dioxide, because why not? All the systems in your body are going to need that oxygen. So later when you start having systemic failures inside the body and cell mutations inside the body because you're not getting enough oxygen, you're still eating and drinking poison, chemicals and metals and shit. I don't know where I was going to go with that, but if you're still in that state, please get out of that state and quit, because they're killing you. They're killing you faster than they're killing me, but they're killing all of us at the same time. Who's they? I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. They're the ones that created all this system. Who else is they? They that operate and function within this system thinking it's real. The one that make and produce and deliver and stock and shelve all the poisons. All those that go out and then shop for and buy and pick up and consume and share the poisons. The ones that research and concoct and formulate and produce these different poisons in pill forms, injection forms, aerosolized forms. Doesn't fucking matter. Y'all wearing different costumes in the same systems, doing the same thing for the same generational slave system of control, and the assholes that work in it above you. Because the ones above you are the ones that are passing orders down to you. Where do those orders come from? Doesn't matter. The top of the illusory pyramid is still broken ass spiritual men and women. They're devoid shells trapped inside a physical body that looks like a man or a woman. They wear suits, they wear uniforms, they wear costumes, they wear labels and titles. They speak to you with different forms of jargon and language depending on the part of the system they're coming from or trying to promote or trying to steer you into or along with. How about that? How about I put it like that? What it boils down to is it's all words. It's all words coming from a man or a woman. And you can tell if you listen and you have depth of comprehension with the words that are being used. From a place of knowing yourself first and what those mean, what those words mean, what you mean, how it interrelates inside you and how you function. Then you'll see through it. You'll see through it. You'll be able to turn your backs on them or put them right. Anyway, you don't have to go along with it. And you can tell them, fuck you, get right. Fucking child, grow up in your mind. Because you only look like you're growing up on the outside. So grow up. Till then, thanks for listening. And the ones that are causing harm until whenever. Please fix yourselves. Sick of talking about the same old shit, but the same old shit keeps happening. So maybe I'll just sit down and just start talking about it and see if I put something together, because I don't know. Same old bullshit. Something to think about. So anyway, I guess rant complete. I really might not put this up. If I do, thanks for listening.